Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and this is the Bauer Ultrasonic goalie skate snapshot review. But before that, if you do need to buy any piece of gear, including possibly these skates, please check out the link in the description to Pure Goalie and Pure Hockey. Using that link and making a purchase will give a kickback to me, so it helps to support this channel so I can get more gear, do reviews on, and continue doing this thing. So because of my issues with True, my goalie skates are pretty uncomfortable and I've been looking for a switch. So I've managed to try to find a pair of these. Can't find them in my size. Generally, Supertacks fit okay enough. Ultrasonics were always not deep enough, and now they are. So now I'm taking a look at this and it might be on the radar. So Bauer has made a bunch of changes with this skate and kind of changed it to be a slightly different fit profile. So Bauer player skates at their top end, I'm not sure how far down it goes, are new fit systems. So instead of having an 8.5 EE, they would have an 8.5 fit 1, 2, 3. So basically what that is, just really quick, fit 1, less depth, more narrow, tighter fitting skate. Think traditional Vapor. Fit 2, more depth, a little bit wider. Think Supreme. That's it for player skates. And then fit 3 is like a Nexus, wider, deeper, bigger skate. But they didn't transfer that to the goalie skates. I'm a little disappointed that they didn't, but at the same time, there's less goalies, so it doesn't. Maybe that system doesn't work quite as well for goalies. With that said, the difference Bauer made on this skate this year, and which is why I might actually be able to get into this skate this year, is they made the depth bigger. So in the past, Vapor goalie skates had more depth and a little bit more width compared to the Supremes. But the player skates were the other way. So Vapors were always the tighter fitting, less depth skate in player. And then the goalies were reversed because basically the Reactor used to be the bigger skate than the Supreme way back when. And it kind of carried. Bauer switched this with this skate. So this skate now has more depth than the Vapor does. And it actually is kind of close to fitting me. So that's why I'm doing this video and why I might actually end up with this skate. Just to give a quick overview of where my issues always are. My issue is basically right here. So when I lace these up and tighten them, I have problems right here with the tongue. Basically my foot comes out past the eyelets on most skates, and then eventually this tongue wears down, and I like my skates tight, so when I tie it tight, breaks down the tongue, I get constant lace bite, and depending on how deep the boot is, it goes all the way up. This boot, for the first time when I put them on, is actually comfortable here, and even when I lace them I can feel a bit of pressure, but it wasn't bad the standard way. What I did was swap the lacing pattern. So instead of going in through the bottom and coming out, I go over through the top and then come in. So more of the pressure will be on here and not my foot itself. I put this skate on unbaked and could wear it for about half an hour without really any issues. My only real issues were in the forefoot right here, which is width, which is also an area I have problems with on a lot of skates. Baking this should be okay, and it should make it manageable. The reason I'm looking at this skate and why it piqued my interest is because my True skates have broken down after a year. So I have a video on that in the description. I suggest you check that out. So I can't remember exactly what was on the 2S Pro goalie skate because I didn't really take a deep look at it. But I'll tell you what is on this one really quickly. So the composite on this is carbon composite. It's the same as their ultrasonic player skate. The steel is LS5G, which is not the new, I think it's called Titanium Plus on the player skates. So this is a step down for their steel. I've had excellent experiences with the LS5G. I know a lot of people say it's not as good as Step, and it's not as good as Step Black. I don't disagree. I just have not had negative experiences with this steel compared to previous Bauer steel and CCM stock steel, so I'm okay with this. I probably wouldn't upgrade it right away. I would just use it. I have no issues. The big change on this skate compared to the previous ones, and people were, when they saw, I think Kucherov was wearing the player version for a while, they were thinking it was now Bauer going into the one-piece boot, like CCM. And so I'll give you a quick overview of that. So normally a skate has an outsole, and this Bauer boot is no different, the ultrasonic. So this is the outsole. So this piece right here goes right here, down here. That's all the outsole. The outsole connects the holder to the boot basically together, and then there's a midsole as well. We'll get to that later. Basically there is no outsole, so it's all the boot of itself is what is connected to the holder. Without that outsole, the idea is better energy transfer, better wrap on your foot, all that. Bauer's response to it basically right now is the new outsole wraps up the side of the boot, as you can see. So while it's not a one-piece boot like the CCM one is, they're trying to get some of that idea behind it and tech behind it. Doesn't make a difference. I don't know. I haven't used either of these skates on the ice, so I can't comment on that. Hopefully I'll get to try these on the ice and I'll compare them to the true skates and see how they are, but I can't comment if that makes a difference. People will say it does, other people won't. I don't have the actual technical data behind it to prove that it makes any difference and that you can feel it. But that's the big change on this skate was this, besides the fit profile. Like I said, I can fit in this skate pretty good. The tongue on it is just a standard felt tongue, so you don't get the crazy tongues that they put on the player skates, which I'm okay with because generally you don't need that on a goalie skate. It sits under a pad. The player skates kind of add sometimes protection for pucks and stuff like that. This shouldn't be an issue. I would personally prefer a little thinner tongue just so I'd help with that lace bite, but not complaining that much. All right, just for transparency's sake, here is the attack angle of the CCM skate. So you get about right, you get there before it hits. Pretty solid, I would say. I'm not going to measure this or anything. You can just make decisions on your own. Here is the attack angle of the 3S Pro or the Ultrasonic. So here's the angle of the true skate, but this has been sharpened, so it is a bit misleading because the steel's a little bit not as tall. Do have your Lundy loop here. I have to say I do like the CCM version of this better, but this is fine. It's a leather on this side, nylon on the other side. Throw your heel strap back through there. You do have pretty decent comfort edges. You got a pretty good gap, or like pretty enough kind of right there. I wish it came further along here, but Bauer doesn't really do that for the player skates as much. But I wish it did, just for you'd have a little bit more, because I don't think you really need, like, there's no eyelet here, so if that extended, that'd be great. Just a personal preference thing. The looks on this skate, I think they're not great, to be honest. The gold is okay. I just think they're kind of like, the stripes are kind of ugly. I would get them blacked out if I could, but I don't think you could do by Bauer, but I'm not going to do my Bauer part. Liner on this skate is the same that's on the player skate. So Bauer did a nice thing here, unlike CCM, where this skate is basically the player version minus the steel, where the CCM one is a different liner, different midsole. You have a composite midsole in here, which is nice. You have their nice liner that they have throughout both of all their player skates and their non-player skates. It's grippier at the bottom and then a bit softer up top with your nice wear guards here. This wear guard is what I wish True would put on their skates, because that area does wear out for me and for everyone. So I wish they did have like different material here to stop that. So the other thing Bauer did on this skate, and it's a nice, and in my opinion, a welcome change, is they basically took the Easton Mako toe box, which was slimmer. So it used to be much taller than this, and now they really slimmed it down so you have less negative space in here, so it fits tighter on your foot. Overall, I'm pretty happy with what the skate is. Like I said, I do have my fit with it should be okay, just because if I do the lacing this way, it seemed to work pretty well. But I haven't baked them, so I haven't actually tried these yet. I haven't bought them yet, so that might come in the future. Hopefully I'll have a full review on them in the future, or the AS3, whatever one I decide to go with. I think this is a pretty solid skate. It comes in at $950, so $50 more than the AS3 Pro. But I think this one comes with more features. It has basically more that the player skate has than the CCM one does. So check out the CCM review about that, or snapshot review about that. Yeah, I'm like, this is a pretty solid skate. I like what they did with the new outsole. I like I like the toe box, and it's now a curved carbon composite on the actual body of the skate itself. I think the 2S Pro was too, but it's not like not a bad thing. Yeah, I'm like, it's decent skate. I always say buy a skate that fits you best though. Don't buy it for tech, so make sure you try them all on. Make sure which one fits you best. The tech is going to be pretty minimal compared to each of them. Like, that makes any huge differences. So I wouldn't ever make your decision based on that. Go with fit first and kind of go from there. This one fits me okay. It might be okay enough for a retail skate, so I might give it a shot. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Remember to like this video, subscribe to me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links in the description. I make smaller content stuff on there. I don't quite fit here and put pictures and stuff like that. Remember, if you do buy PC gear because of my videos, please reach out to your manufacturer, let them know. Helps me get on their radar. So hopefully I can get this stuff to actually use and not just do snapshot stuff like this, because I can't afford to buy every single piece of gear that comes out every year. And if you ever do need to buy gear, please check the links in the description and on my website to Pure Hockey or Pure Goalie. Purchasing from them through the links in the description or on my website help give me a kickback. That way I can keep funding doing what I am doing. Thank you very much for watching and take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.